Welcome guys, it is time to talk about Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly Weekend number 26. I'm Trader Doom.
And I'm Doomette.
Let's get right into it.
So Viva Las Vegas is an amazing music festival and event that happens in Las Vegas every single year. Started in the late 90s by British DJ Tom Ingram, and it has become so massive and so amazing, and we love it so much, and we go every year if we can.
It is awesome. I had to be more or less dragged to it the first time because I just thought it was going to be pinup girls talking about their hair and stuff, which is cool, but was not necessarily my thing. But when I went, changed my life. It became the crossroads of tiki, rock and roll, old school, hot rods, and just everybody having a great time by the pool, drinking their drinks and listening to great music. It's a blast.
Yeah, and it started off at the Gold Coast Casino in Vegas and went from being like 100 cars at a car show in like half of one level of the parking garage to now spanning over multiple acres at the Orleans, taking over the entire hotel and being filled with all kinds of events and bands. So if you've been to Viva Las Vegas, you know how awesome it is. But if you haven't, we're here to give you our top 10 or top 5 do's and don'ts of Viva Las Vegas. And if you stick with us till the end, we'll give you a quick little tour of our favorite Vegas Tiki Bar.
Before we get into it, if you love what you see and if you love all things tiki, make sure to like this video and subscribe because we are on a rampage of making new videos every week. So keep watching this, like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Our first do on the list is make sure to take advantage of all the events going on all weekend long. Not just the bands, which is a big draw for a lot of people, but so many events. Bowling, which we did for the first time this year somehow. This is
so much fun.
Yeah, we got to go up. There was even a tournament at one point, but lots of rockabilly people just bowling. It was a blast.
We got the burlesque bingo, the burlesque showcase, the fashion show.
Let's also not forget that on our first night, Miss Doomette actually won bingo, got to go up, roll the dice, and then have a dance off with a dreamy little Lucky Charm.
I did get to do that. But yeah, there's lots of events going on at Viva other than the music, which is awesome. And if you come by yourself, there's tons of different meetups for different people too. So there's a singles meetup, a BIPOC meetup, I think a sober meetup. So even if you come by yourself, you can really easily meet people and make friends by going to some of these other events. So make sure you do that for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's more than just go watch music, drink, and go to your room. If you want to do that, you can, but there's so many cool little events that are into it. Even the dancing, which we didn't actually participate in the lessons this year, but we have before. We went to the jive classes, and it's a freaking blast.
It's so much fun, yeah. So make sure you check out all the events that Viva has to offer, not just the bands.
Hell yeah.
So our first don't of Viva Las Vegas is don't stay in the casino and in the hotel. While there's a ton going on in the casino and in the hotel, there's also so much stuff to explore in Vegas that a lot of the rockabilly people will also go to. So it's really cool to do these different things that the rockabilly people are all congregating at. So you got the Omega Mart, you have the Neon Museum, the antique malls, and the Tiki Bars. So definitely don't be afraid to leave the casino and check out some of these other places outside of the Orleans.
It might be a little dangerous to go to the antique malls if you are flying in from elsewhere besides Vegas, because it is not the easiest thing to walk around, see a tiki about that big, and be like, there's no way I can get that back. But that being said, there's so much cool stuff to do. I mean, and it's Vegas. There's something for everybody. But during that time, there's just so many cool things for just kind of rockabilly and tiki folks to do, which we know we love to go to our tiki bars.
Yeah, which we will talk more about as the time goes on, and next week in our Sip It or Skip It video. So stay tuned.
Our next do on the list is do stay at the Orleans, casino. It is so much more convenient to just stay at the Orleans throughout the whole weekend.
And what we mean by stay is not like physically be in the Orleans, but like reserve your room.
Get a
at
damn
the
room.
Orleans. Don't stay at another hotel for the event.
Our first few years going to Viva, we did stay at the Gold Coast. We even stayed at the Rio. They're both fun. They're both fine. But the action is at the Orleans. The car show at the Orleans. The big congregation at the Gator Bar at the Orleans. Everything you need, even the DJs that are going on at midnight, 1 a.m., they're at the Orleans. A lot easier to go from floor number 3 down to number 1 on an elevator than taking a shuttle in the middle of the night back to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I mean, which to be fair, if you like a little space and you like it to be a little more quiet, then maybe the Gold Coast or the Rio is great for you because they do have a shuttle to the Orleans. But if you want to be in the heart of it all, we always recommend getting your reservation at the Orleans if you can.
Yeah, and there is something special about showing up on day number 1 Wednesday, or sometimes even people go on Tuesday, you know, and everybody's kind of showing up to the Orleans with their bags. They just got off the plane, they're disheveled, and it's like, okay, we're here, we made it, this is it. This is our final stop, and you just stay there, and it's awesome. You just get to go downstairs, party a little bit, maybe go upstairs, take a nap,
change your shoes.
Watch some Cartoon Network.
We do that a lot.
Keep the TV on all weekend long and watch Cartoon Network when you're not doing the Rockabilly stuff.
Which, speaking of staying at the Orleans and being able to go back and forth to your room, that leads us to our next don't, which is don't wear your fanciest shoes to the car show on Saturday. So that's mostly for girls, but I suppose guys, you could also have those big chunky creepers or even dress shoes. Don't wear your nicest shoes to the car show because it's hot, you're walking around, and you are going to kill your feet before the end of the day, and you're going to be toast. Unless you can bring a pair of comfy shoes with you to change into, then just make sure you're wearing something cozy. I wore my Vans this year when I've worn heels in the past, and it was a game changer. I enjoyed it so much more because I wasn't dying in my heels at the car show. So make sure you wear comfortable shoes, or at the very least, bring a pair with you.
And before we get into our next one on the list, we are doing a little giveaway. So make sure in the comments below to tell us your favorite Viva story. And our favorite one will win a Trader Doom Mai Tai glass designed by Klockau. You'll also get Trader Doom sticker and the Trader Doom print to hang in your Tiki Bar. So make sure to tell us your favorite Viva story, your drunken escapades.
And our favorite one will win.
Our favorite one will win it. So put it down in the comments below, and you can trick out your Tiki Bar. Our next do is hit up the Tiki Bars.
Of course.
Vegas is so known for lots of crazy themed bars, but of course there's the Tiki Bars. And if you're watching this, you've heard of them. Frankie's, Golden Tiki,
and the newest,
Red Dwarf. We haven't actually explored that one yet, and we didn't actually get a chance to go this year, but we stuck to the old familiars. If you look behind us, you'll see these souvenirs of many travels, and we love Frankie's, we love Golden Tiki.
And remember, if you keep sticking around until the end, we'll show you which of those Tiki Bars is our favorite. So of the two older Tiki Bars in Vegas, Frankie's and Golden Tiki, they each have their totally own unique vibe, which is awesome because the Golden Tiki is very Disney, very over-the-top theatrical, lighting, lots of details, and Frankie's is a little more punk rock, a little grungy, and they're both amazing. We definitely had an awesome experience at Golden Tiki this time around, because when we went on the Thursday night, I think there was a badass rockabilly band playing, the Johnny Deadly Trio.
Yeah.
They were awesome. They were so much fun. And tell them what happened.
Well, Johnny Deadly Trio got on. They were surf, rockabilly, somewhere in between, surfabilly band from Southern California, badass dudes. They were high energy. I apparently was being high energy from the audience because the bass player called me out and told me to come up, popped me up on the bass. I might have kicked him in the face a little bit when I got up there. But everything was fine, but he got me up on the bass and I got to see the Golden Tiki from a new angle that I've never seen it before. It was sick.
Much fun.
They were killing it during the set. It was a blast. They were just nothing but high energy. Everybody was involved and it was a freaking killer time.
Yeah, if you get a chance to see Johnny Deadly Trio at any point, if you're in California or if they're playing in your part of town, definitely check them out because it was a lot of fun and that bass player was super fun and we had a great time.
So Eddie, thank you for that. Sorry about the jaw, but it was a badass time and hopefully worth it.
Yeah.
Then moving on, we got to go to Frankie's the second night. It was awesome. A little less rowdy than we were kind of anticipating during this Viva. We did go about 9 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah.
And it was a little less rockabilly, psychobilly, tiki.
Yeah, it was weird.
And more just seemed like either
locals
or random passer through normie type of people. Everybody was having a great time, good drinks, and good mugs. I actually got to complete my mug collection, the one that I've got tattooed on me. But it was definitely a little less crazy than the Golden Tiki was.
We have all the mugs from Frankie's, by the way. This is my favorite.
The one-armed bandit.
So we had the best time at the Tiki Bars, so definitely make sure that is on your list of things to do when you go to Viva Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of cocktails, our next don't is don't order these specialty cocktail drinks at the pool party. If you like that kind of thing, it's totally fine. Go at it. But they are super expensive and they are super sugary. So if you don't want to have a headache the next day and you want to be able to last the whole night, definitely recommend not going with the specialty cocktails that come in the Orleans souvenir glasses. Again, some people like them, but if you want to last throughout the whole day in that heat and being outside and those long days of just hanging out, maybe order something other than the sugary, expensive specialty cocktails at the pool party.
We started off with like the Orleans Hurricane or something like that, and it was about $17 for a very sugary, maybe there was rum in it, maybe there wasn't. We actually very quickly switched to the Topo Chicos, and honestly for the pool party vibes, that was the way to go.
Yeah, much cheaper and gets you going, or keeps you going for much longer.
You're not gonna get authentic tiki drinks at the Viva pool party, but you can keep going a little bit longer if you just switch to a lot lighter of a drink.
Yeah, for sure.
Or just drink water.
That too.
Our next do is do eat at the casino's local restaurants. Of course, at the Orleans Casino, there's a few different restaurants. There's Fridays, and there's some other.
Ballywick Pub. There's like Subway and Sbarro.
Yeah, you get your fast food, you get your pretty okay options, but Als Oyster Bar at the Orleans is so killer that people from just locals in Vegas are coming in, hanging out, and eating there.
Yeah, we actually went twice, I think, this time.
We went twice, yes. It was a little foggy, but we did go twice. And of course, the Doomette, who is not a seafood fan, went for the clams.
The linguine and clams. I don't like seafood, but Als Oyster Bar is the bomb. And like he was saying, the first night we went, I think, there was a dude sitting next to us who was a just Vegas local, and he said that he and his wife came a couple times a week, and it's so good.
Yeah.
So, while TGI Fridays is kind of whatever, and like Subway and Sbarro are kind of whatever, definitely Als Oyster Bar is worth a dinner time.
It's killer. You gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
When you're in the Orleans, whether you love seafood or not, you gotta get on it.
Als Oyster Bar. All right, our next don't is don't expect to win money at the slot machines. They're probably your worst bet when it comes to betting in the casinos. And I mean, they're fun, so if you don't mind losing a bunch of money, or if you're somebody that is actually betting a lot, then I guess you could win. But if you're just trying to kind of passively gamble and passively play, the slot machines are not your friend. You're definitely gonna have a little bit better luck at the tables, a little bit more fun at the tables, or even like the video poker, the video blackjack that is in like the counters at the bars. You can make your money go a lot further, even if you don't win anything. You can kind of space it out and play for a while without losing a ton of money. Whereas the slot machines, you are gonna lose just tons of money. Unless you are like somebody that is high risks, high stakes, high bet. You might win a lot of money, but it's not your best option for sure. So if you're planning on gambling, maybe stay away from the slot machines, especially if you're just doing it for fun and not necessarily trying to win a ton of money.
It's called the one-armed bandit for a reason. Do pace yourself and drink lots of water. Everybody knows it. First night you get in, Viva Las Vegas, you waited all year, you get wrecked. But honestly, if you take it easy, pace yourself, wake up feeling great the next day, there's nothing like it. That does not mean you need to wake up at 5 a.m. every day, but definitely don't go overboard, because don't ruin your trip that you've waited all year for the first night. You just blow it all on the first night. It's cool to party, but honestly, it's awesome to just kind of pace yourself, drink tons of water, and just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, definitely. And that leads us to our final don't of Viva Las Vegas. Don't spend all of your money the first night at the vendor's room. So it's really exciting. You get there, there's a bunch of awesome vendors in the vendor's room. Lucky Lou shoes, Lux DeVille purses, Lay Right, lots of cool vintage places, Vintage Gal. Don't spend it all that first night, because first of all, there's tons more vendors at some of the other events. So you can find more vendors at the Viva Las Bowling event, which happens I think on Friday maybe, or Saturday. And there's even more vendors at the car show. So if you blow all your money the first night on the vendors, you don't even get to see a lot of the other vendors that end up showing up just for these other events. So definitely take a moment, check it out, peruse, and maybe cruise through the weekend and think about your choices a little, so you can really see what everybody has to offer all weekend long.
There are so many killer places that you cannot get this stuff anywhere else, and it's so cool to see them in person and talk to them, try it on. But yeah, don't do it on the first day. Also, I'm very stoked that I did get this from Love Street Vintage. I think they're from San Francisco, but Love Street Vintage, a classic early 70s genuine Hawaiian aloha shirt.
Yeah, really cool.
Yes, it's loud, it's proud, it's sick. I'm so stoked I bought this.
And we have actually one more bonus don't. But before we tell you about that bonus don't, remember, if you haven't already hit the like button on this video, please like this video and subscribe to the Doom Lagoon channel so you can get notified on all of our coming videos, including our next Sip It or Skip It, which we'll give you a preview of if you stick around till the end of the video. Okay, and for our very last bonus don't for Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly weekend, don't worry so much about what you're wearing, okay? So fashion is a huge thing at Viva, and maybe it's become more about fashion than it used to be, but definitely don't get too caught up in it. Unless that kind of thing makes you happy and that brings you joy to have like a bunch of outfits and a bunch of changes that you have to do throughout the day, don't worry so much about wearing the perfect thing. If you love wearing vintage stuff, fine, go ahead and do it. If you love wearing the big ball gowns, fine, go ahead and do it. If you want to wear your high-waisted jeans and your social distortion shirt, fine, do it. Do what's just going to be comfortable for you, enjoy yourself, and don't get caught up in feeling like you need to be the best dressed at every single event every single day.
And there's definitely value in the old school vintage vibe, but This was definitely our favorite Viva so far, and I think it was because we just went into it to have fun, be comfortable, look very good, and just kind of not really follow a hard schedule. Just kind of hung out, went into it, had a good time, fell into some stuff. We knew that there were certain planned events, but we also knew that we were just gonna be aloof to the breeze and just enjoy the time. So
yeah, if you can take anything from this and you haven't been to Viva before, just go into it and have a good time. All right, just like do your thing, be comfortable, and check everything out because it's a lot of fun. All right, y'all, thank you so much for joining us for our top 5 do's and don'ts of Viva Las Vegas Rockabilly weekend. As promised, before we sign off, we will give you a quick little watch of our favorite Vegas Tiki Bar and a look into our next video, our next Sip It or Skip It video where we review that Tiki Bar. And remember, if you want to win our Trader Doom package of our Trader Doom Mai Tai glass, sticker, and print, leave your favorite Viva story from your experience in the comments below. We'll pick our favorite and we will send our favorite that Trader Doom package. Remember, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification.
And until next time, aloha.